50. Ball is caught. One-handed catch. Katie Hutchinson down the side.
Miss us? The Extra Point is back and better than ever, covering the latest in Hilltopper athletics and local sports.
And 3 weeks in the Hilltopper football, Tyson Held's team has some lingering questions.
Plus, WKU Volleyball split the difference on the road trip to Marquette.
We'll recap their weekend and so much more. It's sports done right here on the Extra Point.
Pass is caught, one-handed grab. Are you kidding me, Dalvin?
Dug him with space inside the 10. Looks to break the tackle, and he breaks the end zone.
They will keep it on the ground with Wales. Not only will he get the first down, he'll get the touchdown and the championship.
Use it for Rogers for three for the win. Western Kentucky does it great.
The grass is red in Kentucky. Holy moly.
The Hilltoppers are champions of Conference USA.
It's a Friday, and that means from now until late November, the Extra Point will be live from Studio 2.
We are so excited to be back and bring you the stories and big plays that make this area so special. And Eli, I just want to say, man, I miss this. It's been so long. It's been too long.
Dude, it has been too long since me and you got to sit at this desk together, and I am so excited to be back. And what better way to start it off than getting into the EP Top 5 Plays of the Week? And we have got some good ones for you today. And starting it off, let's take a look at this interception from Brandon McCluskey in the back of the end zone. I mean, I don't know who Central Hardin's quarterback is, but you can't even blame him on this one. I mean, that was an insane grab.
I thought he was the receiver at first.
It kind of looks like
toe
it.
tap?
It definitely looks like it. Definitely looks like the receiver.
Oh, it
on
was
this
a
play.
fantastic
Wow.
play. But let's move on. Number 4, we take it from the field to the floor with Kate Rush getting it done for the Hilltopper volleyball team. She didn't do it once, not twice, but 3 times. Rush was a key part in the Hilltopper victory against Dayton. I mean, she's out there just killing it, my man.
I mean, where was she the whole time? Like, we needed her in some of these, in this Drake and Marquette
right.
game. She should have been on the floor more.
Exactly, like
Insane.
fakes it. Nope, I'm gonna score. Ooh, right in the middle.
Little popover. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Let's go ahead and let's go back to the football field because we've been getting some good stuff. Even though WKU lost, Matthew Henry decides to go up to outer space for a quick trip, comes back down in the end zone with the grab, and I mean, Brandon's doing it right here. That's like a head tap.
Head tap.
And then when you hit a celebration like that, I mean, it doesn't get anything better than that. And let's take a look one more time. Matthew Henry, what a grab. Absolutely insane.
He high pointed that, but hey, look, let's go from Western football to high school football. We're at South Warren at Greenwood, close game, corner of the end zone. Look at this. It's picked. Nope. It's caught by Jake Carter in the corner of the end zone. Went right to the DB's. I mean, how in the world does that happen?
How does it happen? I feel like that happened to me in Madden the other day.
That is a Madden play.
Jake Carter's got to be from like a video game simulation or something.
He ain't
Because that
real.
doesn't happen on a regular
It
basis.
does not happen.
Does
It
not.
does not happen.
And now, why don't we go ahead and go to the #1 play, and this one straight from the backyard playbook. This is like a Thanksgiving Day. Dad throws it to his son, or better yet, Cam Flowers throws it to Musa Berry, and he gets the greatest catch I think I've ever seen in WKU history. That maybe not, but it was definitely close, as that one was an insane play call, an insane grab, and Helton showing us kind of the bottom of the playbook, what he's got. Musa Berry still looking for that first touchdown, but that is something that you're gonna love to see for the rest of the season.
I got faked out. I thought it was just run the screen, but no, he's like, hey, watch this. Throws it deep. I'm like,
Insane.
what?
Insane. I don't get it. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at what WKU has been doing as they continue to reshape their roster ahead of fall training, picking up 4 players in the transfer portal in early September. The team continues to add great talent to reload the roster after their Conference USA Championship run. These guys are some of the players head coach Mark Raridan thinks can recreate the magic of last year's 46-win season. Yes, I said 46-win season. You love to hear it. And just looking at some of these guys, you notice there's 3 pitchers on there. You got to replace guys like Jack Bennett. You got to replace guys like Drew Whalen. These are the guys that Coach Raridan thinks are going to be able to do it.
Absolutely. And I mean, I do trust these guys to do it, but I can't help but talk about that 46-win season. I mean, Drew Whalen, I mean, he won Conference USA Pitcher of the Year. He transferred to Auburn this past offseason. Then Jack Bennett, second team All-CUSA. He transferred to Kentucky.
Yeah.
That broke my heart.
Yeah,
those are like my brothers right there, and that hurt, and that broke me.
Yeah, and one huge pickup for the Tops is pitcher Connor Wolf from Central Missouri. Absolute dog on the stat sheets. I mean, when you just look at what he was able to do, pitcher of the year, and just everything he's been able to do in Division II in one of the best conferences. It's made him look so good. Coach Raridan, he lost 4 pitchers to Power 4 schools. That's a problem that's going to have to be solved. And Coach Raridan, I kind of like where he's going with this. I like what he's doing. I like Wolf. 12-0 record last season. He didn't lose a game when he pitched last season. That's something we want on this WKU team.
I mean, he is definitely the under-radar kind of guy. I like Connor Wolf, and I can't wait to see what he gets done because he performed, man. That's a performer right there.
Yes.
And I cannot wait. But, Eli, I also can't wait. And it's time to debut a new segment here on the show that we like to call All Ears. So for everyone at home, open those ears because I have a take that's going to raise some eyebrows. Even with the ugly final score of 45-21 against Toledo, listen, Eli, I don't believe West Kentucky should press the panic button on the season just yet. Sure, the Hilltoppers got outscored by 24 points, and the defense could not stop the run in the slightest. But Toledo is good. I mean, really good. The Rockets were the favorites to win the Mid-American Conference Championship back in the preseason poll. That's a recognition that is not given out lightly. Yes, I know they lost to Kentucky the week before, but that was on the road against a solid SEC squad that can only beat that. They only lost to them by 8 points. I mean, yeah, it's UK, but it's still SEC. This squad is a real deal, and the Hilltoppers will probably not play anybody else as talented as them, apart from LSU later in the year. But look, the football tops are in a solid position here. They can rest, refocus, and reignite this bye week and prepare for their home showdown against Nevada next week. The offense has dominated teams through the air. If the defense can get to the quarterback, stop the run, and limit the mental mistakes, this Hilltopper team will be more than okay for the rest of the year. More than okay.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you, Brandon. And if it was time to hit the panic button, I probably would have hit it before the Toledo game, which wouldn't have made any sense. But it's just because this is a Toledo team that you said lost only to 8 points from an SEC school. I know Kentucky is not a very good SEC school, but they are still in the SEC. Toledo is a team that a lot of people expected Western to beat, but personally, I saw a lot of flaws in the team. Western struggled on defense. That's something they're definitely going to have to fix, and I think it's going to have to continue to fix going into the rest of some of these games.
I like where Western is at, though, right now. I like it because they lost horrible fashion, but they still lost early in the year. Yeah. It's only their 3rd game, and I do believe that this bye week, they're going to rest, they're going to look at the film, figure out where the mistakes are, what they need to fix. Once you do that, I would rather this game happen now than later in the year where it really counts.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And WKU has brand new offensive coordinators, brand new defensive coordinators. They have a brand new quarterback, almost a brand new offensive line, and quite a few new players on defense. That is a lot of talent to replace, and they're just not getting started. Let them get cooking, let them get it started, and WKU will be just fine for the rest of the season.
They're going to be just fine. I believe in them. But, hey, Eli, that's not the only thing that we're going to cover here on Studio 2. What's on deck for Studio 2? The football top suffered a rattling loss to Toledo.
We'll break down the loss as WKU enters their bye week next on The Extra Point.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
What a fabulous catch. That's made going high and bringing that down. That's picked off. Intercepted by Toledo. Key, that's a good move inside the 5 and into the end zone. That's Cameron Flowers. The problems with that Toledo rush continue for Maverick McIver. So, the Toledo Rockets have come up with it's an important win.
Welcome back into Studio 2, and that was a tough loss for Western, but it's something they can recover from.
Absolutely, they can definitely recover from this.
Yeah, and WKU did fall 45-21 to the Toledo Rockets, and it's going to take a little bit of time to get back on their feet, but they do have a bye week, which is something that's huge for them. And what is it that they need to fix? Like, what is the problem for this Western team? Obviously, the defense is a little bit of it, but break it down for me.
Look, like I said before, I like having these kind of games early on in the year so that way you can really focus on what the problems are. Let me point something out. Total yards, yeah, sure. Western got absolutely killed in that, but the rushing yards, only 59 compared to 307. I mean, that is not pretty whatsoever. The turnovers and penalties were not that bad, but the rushing yards, the rushing defense is really what Western needs to hone in on and fix. Because Toledo has a lot of impact players that we'll talk about later, but the quarterback, Tucker Gleason, he was throwing all over the field, 7 for 12, not a lot of attempts, but 155 passing yards off of only 7 completions, 2 touchdowns, that's good. I mean, Vander Ross III, 5 catches, 122 receiving yards and a touchdown, that's also pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, but look, they need to hone in on this rushing defense, though.
Yeah,
I mean, we can talk all we want about the air defense, but the rushing defense is what you need to fix.
Absolutely. The rushing defense, it has to fix. Western will not win any more games if they can't hold their opponent to less than 300 rushing yards. Yes, 300 rushing yards. It's a little bit too much, and they even won the penalties game. Toledo had 9 penalties. You have to take advantage of those penalties. You have to put some points on the board. They were never truly down by a lot until kind of halfway through that second quarter. It was just kind of a lack of some aggressive play calling. I think the defense played a little too back on their heels and were not playing on their toes, and that's the biggest problem they had.
I mean, look, Toledo was a force to be reckoned with on the field offensively. Western Kentucky's defense could not stop their players on the ground or through the air. One such player, DeMonte Traynham, ran all over the Hilltopper defense. Tell me, Eli, how vital was Chip in Toledo's win against Western Kentucky?
I mean, vital's an understatement. This guy was the Toledo offense. Chip Traynham came from Ohio State to Kentucky. Now he's at Toledo, and at Ohio State, he was an absolute dog. He didn't do much at Kentucky, but any guy that can run pretty well at Ohio State is going to run really well in the MAC and really, really well against a Conference USA team. This guy was a guy Western defense could have shut down. They just didn't have the right play calls. They didn't have the right guys where they needed to be, and they couldn't wrap up. They couldn't make a tackle. They were bouncing off of people like you were playing with those big yoga balls, pushing your friends around. Like, they just could not get a tackle, and Chip just looked insane the entire game. Like, he knew what he was doing.
He looked insane, and like you just said, no wrapping it up, no controlling, no stopping the run, really. It was horrible. The longest run he had was 75 yards, and that was a TD.
Yeah.
I mean, TDs are bad enough, but 75 yards and then a TD? That's not good.
Not good.
Not good
Definitely
at all.
not good. And we'll go ahead and take a look at one other WKU team here on the Hill as their season continues sitting at 4-2.
Yeah, absolutely. Do the Hilltoppers have a chance to sweep the Buccaneer Classic this weekend? Find out next on The Extra Point.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
Welcome back to the Extra Point. The 2025 WKU Volleyball season is underway, and the Tops earned the win in 1 out of 2 matches at the WKU Marquette Invitational.
In their opening match against a top 25 team in Dayton, WKU's efficiency soared, hitting at a .386 clip in the match. The Hilltoppers overpowered the Flyers, and Brandon, this is exactly what you want to see out of this WKU volleyball team. Coach Hutchin has a young squad that has struggled a little bit this season, but talk about this Dayton game. You're seeing a totally different Dayton squad. And, I mean, the hitting percentage was out of this world. The kills were out of this world. And what they were able to do on the defensive side, holding Dayton to such a low hitting percentage, just goes to show this WKU team does have a lot of potential.
I love all those stats. I love the kills, the hitting percentages. I love all of that. What I love the most out of this game is the amount of errors. WKU only had 10 errors. Dayton had 17. And like we'll talk about later in the show as well, errors definitely make a difference. But let's push on to the impact player for WKU. I mean, Olivia Skidmore, she killed it all over the court. 14 kills, 1 block, .619% hitting percentage, 21 total swings. I mean, that's absurd. That's absurd, man.
That is an insane hitting percentage. And one note about that Dayton game is in the very first set, Western hit over 500. First set they've done that in all season, and the only set they've done that in this season. Just an amazing player Skidmore is, and if she continues to develop, especially with some of the other hitters this team has, it will be a very good season for the Tops.
Absolutely. And remind me, Eli, the Tops had a lot of injuries, a lot of question marks on that team.
I mean, you got Gabby White, Izzy Vanderwheely, Callie Bauer. All of them have kind of had energy, and some of them came back today. Most of them did, actually. And unfortunately, the Dayton win did not translate to the biggest game of this weekend, and that was the Marquette game. They very much so struggled against Marquette, and it's something they're going to have to fix. They lost 3-0. It's a problem.
The Marquette game was not a very enjoyable game, and I'll say what I said before about that Dayton match. Look, the errors are absolutely huge. I mean, look at this. 25 errors by WKU, 12 by Marquette. Like I said before, I don't care about none of the other stats. The kills are nice, the aces are nice. If you have more errors, it does not translate to wins. And like right there, that shows it. That graphic right there, that shows it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And one thing you mentioned, Western led in kills this game. They led in assists this game. They led in digs this game. 3 stats that usually when you see a team lead in all of, that means a win. No, the errors were more than double, just like you mentioned, and Marquette was able to get the best of Western in just 3 sets. Western has to figure out what they're really going to do. I think it's a problem up front, and I think it's something that they can develop and slowly get better at. Coach Hutchin has mentioned this is a very young team with a lot of vulnerabilities, but there's definitely something that they can do. And we'll go ahead and take a look at one big player for Marquette, Elena Radliff.
Elena Radliff, I mean, look, we'll critique Western all we want, but let's give Marquette some props. Elena Radliff, she was extremely good. 10 kills, 1 ace, 1 block. She was flying all over that court. I mean, she definitely had a day for Marquette. Wouldn't you say, Eli? Definitely had a day for Marquette. I mean, absolutely insane. 19, so I mean, all over the court. She was a leader for them, and unfortunately the errors alongside her, Elena, and the errors that Western gave up, I mean.
Yeah, and another thing to note in this game, Skidmore had 16 kills, which is pretty good for 3 sets. That's over 5 kills a set. Skidmore looked really good. The support behind her wasn't the best, and the defense on the entire front line, including Skidmore, including Kyra Knox, just wasn't really the best up front, and that's kind of what happens when you have 2 of your starting and your secondary rotation middle hitter out, and you have one of your best dig persons out, Callie Bauer. So just a lot of problems there on that defensive side for sure.
Absolutely, and Western Kentucky, I know they emphasize next athlete up, next woman up, but it just didn't happen this match.
Absolutely. And we mentioned a little what Coach Hudson said, but here's a little more of what he had to say about the Tops weekend at Marquette.
Play the way she did, in Callie's absence. It's just been a strange start to the year. 3 injuries. I don't think we had 3 injuries all last year, and we've had 3 in 5 games. And then looking forward to this week, look, hopefully we can get healthy. Hopefully Izzy and Gabby will be able to put their injuries behind them. Callie will be able to manage hers, and we'll reset and try to go to East Tennessee and find some more wins.
And WKU looking to bounce back after a tough loss to Marquette Saturday. This weekend, the Tops play in the ETSU tournament, looking to go 3-0, and they already have won 1 game, as they did beat High Point this morning. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of those stats. Top sweep 3-0. 4 players on this WKU team had 8 or more kills. And like we were just talking about that defense, WKU decided to step it up this weekend. Must have had a hard week at practice with Coach Hudson. Gets the 10 blocks and looked really good against High Point.
I love those 10 blocks, man, because I love defense. Defense wins games. Defense wins championships. And right there, those 10 total blocks, you can tell me all the other stats you want. When I see 10 total blocks, that makes me very proud and very happy. They definitely got the job done against High Point. They did it this morning. But let's push and let's check out another match tonight against ETSU. Now this match, like we just said before, look, we cannot play down, Western cannot play down to the level of their competition. They didn't against High Point. They cannot do it against ETSU. These Buccaneers are 2-4 on the year, sure, but Michaela Bays is the real deal. She has 68 kills. She is flying all around the court. She is a leader for the Buccaneers. Western cannot go in there thinking, oh, we won this morning. Oh, we got that. No, ETSU can shock them. That can be an upset, not in Western's favor.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I do like what you said. You can never go in thinking a team is going to be bad, but this is a team that Western can definitely beat. This is a game Western should win. There is no reason Western goes in this game thinking crazy hard about this game. This is a team that's 2-4. They don't hit as good as you. They have quite a few errors, and Michaela Bays is one person that I do think this Western front line is good enough to stop. ETSU is a very good team, yes, and they have a lot of potential, but Western, like they beat High Point, they should beat ETSU. They should beat VCU, which is a team we'll talk about right now. VCU has also looked pretty rough on the season. It's a team Western should beat. Once again, you look at the errors. You look at VCU has 1 impact player, ranks 55 kills on the season. It's a VCU team that doesn't hit very well. Western needs to come out of this tournament 3-0.
Look, before this tournament, all 3 of these squads had a combined record of 5-11. And I love what you said before about all the stats. These teams are not good, but no matter who you play, no matter what level of competition you play, you cannot go into a match thinking, oh, they were bad in the past, they're going to be bad now.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
You have to play your competition and make sure that you do not give up any upsets, because that's the last thing Western wants.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is a volleyball team that has a lot of potential, and they've had a few hiccups in the past few games. Now, after this weekend, if they go 3-0, they should be able to push and continue that through the rest of the season.
They should be able to push, but hey, Eli, let's go from the court to the brand new turf field at South Warren. Get ready as we preview 2 of the hottest games tonight in Warren County.
Plus, our exclusive sit-down with one of the region's winningest head coaches. Don't miss it right here on The Extra Point.
Bring it. Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys. You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry. I'll see you later.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back into Studio 2, and it is time to go ahead and dive into some high school football. And tonight, the slate of games is jam-packed in Bowling Green, but do not look over the Warren Central Dragons versus the Warren East Raiders. These are two teams who had totally different seasons last year, as the Raiders won 6 games and the Dragons only able to grab 3. And with a lot of anticipation on the other side of town, these are two teams that had huge wins last week, giving them both their first win of the season. And we go ahead and start with Warren East. Looking at this team, this is a very young quarterback in Xavier Isabel. 200 passing yards per game, though. He's looking pretty good, and he loves his favorite man out there, out wide receiver 1, Braden Lightfoot, 82.7 reception yards per game. And also, the defense has looked pretty good for this Raider team.
Man, you know, I love to talk about my defense. 3 picks, 2 fumble recoveries. This defense has been lights out. And like you just said, they had a win last week, so that should push them in the right direction. They're hungry to get that next win, and they want to get back to 500 translation. They want to get to 2-2, and they can do that against Warren Central. But let's talk more about Warren Central here. Look, Warren Central's all-time record against Warren East is 30-15. I mean, they definitely are going into this game thinking, oh, yeah, we got this. But look, Warren Central needs to lock in, do their thing. Because, look, I mean, the defense is doing fantastic. 4 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. But, I mean, if the defense doesn't lock in, it's going to be a long night for the Dragons.
Yeah, and one thing you'll notice just looking at that graphic right there, Latavion Dunn, 627 passing yards, 146 rushing yards. He leads the team in both of those categories. He is the guy on this offense. You need people around him. You need good role players around him if Warren Central wants to not only win this game, but has a good season. Warren Central has a very good chance, and they're right on that line of kind of going from a really bad team like they were to being success and having success within the program. They have to step it up in certain areas, and they have to be able to make plays happen. And this is a Warren East team that's coming off a 40-0 win. Central has a task ahead of them, but if Central's able to get this done, that's what's going to make them look good and stand out in this region.
Absolutely. And look, I will say a hot take here. This is definitely one of the more important games on both of these squad schedules.
Yeah.
This is one of the more important games. Because look, y'all are 1-2. You guys have had, you guys won, so now you're 1-2. But look, you want both get back to 500. That can definitely put yourself in the right direction this season, and it has to be done tonight. It has to be done tonight, and both these squads can definitely do it. But hey, look, all lights are on the new turf at Spartan Field as the Spartans host their across-town rival, Bowling Green Purples. I mean, this is going to be a good one. It's their home opener right here, and they have revenge on their mind. Bowling Green is 0-3 for the first time since 1958. That's right, folks, 1958. Look, Eli, tell me, what makes this Bowling Green Purple squad so dangerous?
1958. That is a long time. That's over 75 years ago almost.
Before my mom and dad were born, I think. Dang. It's a long time.
Really?
Right? I swear, this is before they were born. It's a long time ago.
Look, just looking at it, Bowling Green being 0-3 is something that I don't think a lot of people saw coming. But what they really didn't see about to happen is Trevi Barber getting hurt in the first game of the season. That definitely has something to do with it. And one thing I want to point out is this is a Bowling Green team that is talented enough to win without Trevi Barber. The problem when you look at that is when you have an offense that is centered around one person, it throws you off. That's one of the things that a lot of people don't think about is, yes, they're very talented, but when you have your main guy go out, your offensive plays change. You got to run new schemes. You got to change the way you look at everything on the season. Bowling Green has some pretty good backup receivers, but nobody compares to Trevi Barber. And the Bowling Green Purples really have to tone in on just stopping what South Warren's good at, and that's basically everything.
Look, I trust the Spader, but like you just said, when you have a guy like Trevi Barber, that's fantastic, by the way. I would love to have a guy like Trevi Barber on my team, but when he goes out, unfortunately, it's going to happen. That just gets your whole year all jacked up. And look, their largest margin of loss was the St. X by 17. So this Bowling Green Purple squad, they can compete, but they just need to keep competing tonight. And I don't know. Me personally, I think they're hungry for that first win tonight. I think they're dangerous.
And one factor Bowling Green has, Montez Trussell, 37 tackles across 3 games. He's looking like an absolute star. Trussell led the team in tackles last year and has even more this year. He's going to be a problem for South Warren. And looking ahead at South Warren, a hot year. moving up to 6A so far, and they're starting 3-0. They beat Bryan Station. They've beat DuPont Manual. They've even beat a Greenwood team that's looked pretty good this year. Brandon, what are the Spartans doing right? Because it seems like everything.
I don't think people understand how crazy it is when you just move up to 6A, not even 2 years ago, just in the offseason, and you're 3-0. You beat teams like Bryan Station and Manual, and yes, Greenwood, they whooped Greenwood, by the way. 2 rain delays, and they still pull off the win 33-19 on the road. Let me remind you, all 3 of their wins have been on the road. This is their home opener tonight under a brand new turf field. They're going to want this more than anybody. They're going to want this more than anybody in the whole state of Kentucky.
Yeah, and just looking at some of the players South Warren has, Caden Page, 744 passing yards and 7 touchdowns. He's looked really good. He also has 4 interceptions. That's something Bowling Green could definitely take advantage of. Caden York has 183 rushing yards, but it's not the yards that I'm looking at. It's the 5 touchdowns. Caden York has looked so good getting those touchdowns. Him and Camden Page together are an absolute force to be reckoned with. And speaking of the South Warren Spartans, our sports director, Ryan Murphy, sat down with Spartan head coach Brandon Smith ahead of the biggest rivalry in Southern Kentucky.
Stay tuned for the in-depth interview next on The Extra Point.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff.
That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
The rivalry looks different this year, but the energy remains the same. It's unmatched, edge of your seat, nail-biting almost every time. I'm, of course, talking about South Warren and Bowling Green. And one side of the rivalry is experiencing a lot of firsts this season. Here's Sports Director Ryan Murphy in his sit-down with South Warren Spartans head coach Brandon Smith.
Undefeated start to the season, 3-0. We talked to you last week, 2-0. But I think it's something that's often overlooked when you start a season so strong is how do you keep composure in a team? Because obviously it's easy to have confidence, you want to have confidence, but how do you make sure that your team keeps the right mindset week to week?
Yeah, I think, you know, we are undefeated, but we've only played 3 games. You know, I think kind of when you get to, you know, 8-0, 9-0, then you kind of, all right, that team's undefeated, but we're so early in the season that it's, I don't really think, you know, composure is going to be an issue Friday night, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be because we're undefeated, and we feel really good about ourselves. You know, we've had some definite bumps in the road. We've got a lot of things that we've got to improve on, work on, and different things are showing up each week, but that's part of where we're at in the season too. We're week 4, and there's still a lot of stuff to fix in week 4.
We were walking in, and I know last week we talked about the upgrades to the facilities. They're continuing to do work on that now as of the time that we're doing this. But it's looking pretty good. It's looking like you guys are gonna have everything almost completed, at least when Friday gets here. What's that been like for you watching it all come together?
Yeah, I'm glad you think it's looking pretty good. I mean, I'm in panic mode right now, but I mean, we're going to play the game here on Friday. I know that much, so it might not all be done, but we're going to play a game here on Friday. But it has been a challenge because we've, you know, we finally got on the field, but we haven't been on the field in over a month. You know, we got out there a little bit at the beginning of July, and then haven't been out there on it since, and it's just, you're constantly moving around, adjusting to what they're working on that day. So it's definitely been a challenge. I'm very grateful for all the upgrades, but I'll be happy when it's complete too.
I think one of the coolest things about this season is we talk about the rivalry with Bowling Green and how you know it's going to be a little bit different this year with you guys moving up to 6A, but does it just feel kind of right and like it was almost made to happen like this, where Bowling Green is going to be the ones who visit here as you guys open up with all the facility upgrades this season?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't happen by design, but yeah, you're right. I mean, if you're you know, going to have your opening home game, why not have it, you know, your big rivalry in town, community, you know, everybody in the community has an opinion one way or the other, so you'll have a big crowd out here, and you're right. Yeah, I think it'll be a fitting atmosphere for our first home game.
The atmosphere is always electric. It feels like since you two have started playing in 5A, but it's obviously, like we mentioned, it's different this year. Y'all have moved up to Class A, but is the energy any different at all? Because at least so far, it doesn't feel like, you know, it's almost like nothing's changed in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I think the intensity, the energy is there. You know, like I said, I mean, it's been this way. I think it's the best one in the state. The only thing that is different and is a little bit off is the time of the year. You know, I'm just used to this game being where it's cold outside. You know, you're week 9, 10, you're thinking playoffs. You start to see the tunnel and the path you're going to have to take. And you know, right now I'm you know, still worried about, you know, us and what we've got to get done, and it's hard to even think that far ahead. So that aspect of it is the only thing to me, or I guess I should say the biggest difference between what it was and what it is now.
With Ryan Murphy, and it's always cool to kind of get the backside of what coaches are thinking, what coaches are feeling going into games, and kind of how they feel. And you could just take a look at it. Brandon Smith, an amazing tenure here at South Warren, and everything he's doing right, Brandon.
He's doing right, and I love to see it. 12 seasons as South Warren's head coach. He's 123-22 record, 0 losing seasons. I mean, this man knows how to get it done, and I like it. And I like South Warren with him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's done amazing things with this program, and hopefully he continues to do that.
I think he will. I mean, South Warren is not South Warren without him right now. Yeah. Hey, but look, up next, we bring our very own heated segment back to the anchor desk.
Jay Summerall and Phil Clark kick off our first delay a game of the year to see who knows best around the NFL. Stay tuned.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Welcome back to the studio, and it's that time of the year where we like to throw on the boxing gloves and settle some of the hottest takes in sports. Delay a Game is back and here to stay, so get ready for the greatest thing since Phil discovered deodorant. A reminder, each contestant will have 40 seconds to get their points across, and then after, we'll be able to hash it out as composed individuals. For our first topic, Taylor said yes to Travis, but are you? Phil, are you buying or selling on the Chiefs this season?
Taylor said yes, but I'm saying no. I'm selling the Chiefs, and let me tell you why. They lost a key part of that Super Bowl team, and that was DeAndre Hopkins and L'Jarius Sneed and Justin Reed. And Travis Kelce, look, he's 35, man. He's getting distracted from that ring. Not the other Super Bowl rings. He's getting distracted from the one on the ring finger. So they lost to the Chargers week 1. That was a horrible game from them. They were expecting to win that game by a lot. And Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy are out for a while for whatever extenuating reasons. Look, this team is distracted. It cannot happen. They will not make the Super Bowl this year. They probably won't even win their division if I had to take a guess. The Chiefs are selling. Selling on the Chiefs.
All right. Jay, what do you have to say about that?
I'm buying the Chiefs. It's still Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. No matter what age and how they start the season, it's still Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They're still the kings of the AFC. They still have one of the greatest tight ends of all time in Travis Kelce. No matter how old he is, he's still reliable and he's still somebody you can depend on. And they have one of the best coaches in the NFL right now who can always cook some up his sleeve and have something to shock you every year, no matter how bad they start, no matter how they look. It's just week 1. They can always bounce back and go 16-1, 15-1, and still be number 1 in the AFC. It doesn't matter. How they start off is about how you finish, and it's still Patrick Mahomes, a 3-time champion and a 2-time MVP.
Doesn't matter. He's not winning it this year. Not going this one. You said Travis Kelce is the tight end of all time.
One of the.
I don't. Come on. He was good for like 2-3 years in a row, and he had like 1,000 yards. Last year was his decline, man. He was like 800 yards or something like that.
You saying something about his age, but people say Tom Brady was going to decline, and look at him. But
he's not Tom Brady. You're saying Travis Kelce's Tom Brady?
Age in this game does not really matter that much.
It's football.
Larry Fitzgerald was 38 years old, still having 1,000 yards.
This is the most physical sport, and you're saying age doesn't matter?
I mean, it's still the Chiefs.
They're still the Chiefs.
So how far will the Chiefs go? How far are the Chiefs going to go?
I say they probably make a wild card. They'll make it in the wild card. They'll not win in the division.
I don't know.
Chargers are on the up.
Nobody in the
Jim
AFC
Harbaugh
West
took over the Chargers. Now they're better than
AFC Championship.
AFC Championship. Well, they're not. They're actually
nobody in the AFC. Ain't nobody in the AFC West is ready to take control of the division right now, except the Chiefs.
The Chargers. The Chargers
are. All right. I gave you guys a little extra time because I kind of wanted to see how that was going to end. But time to get over to our next topic. What was the biggest week 1 surprise you all saw? Y'all got some good ones. I'm kind of interested to hear this.
So I got to shout out my producer Ryan Murphy for this one. It's Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes. He was playing practice squad safety last year with the New York Giants. Released in 2024, had 2,070 yards, 80 TDs, and 7 interceptions. Awful. But look at these week 1 stats. 22 for 29, 275 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, and 2 rushing touchdowns, I might add. Danny Dimes, look, he was at the bottom of the NFL, and he rose to the top, took a Colts team that's not very good, and won week 1 against the Dolphins. That was the biggest surprise of week 1. There's no argument against it.
I wouldn't say it's no argument against it. It's a big argument against it when you have a rookie quarterback who just came off an injury, started week 1 on the road, and came back and had a 4th quarter comeback. No quarterback since Steve Young in 1985 has done it, but J.J. McCarthy. He had 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, led their team who had 6 points into the fourth quarter and finished with 24. They dominated the fourth quarter with him as their leader. He carried their team on the road. There's nobody better who played better in week 1 than a rookie quarterback on the road who just came off a season-ending injury and don't forget he's a Michigan man too, so he's born winner.
No,
so
okay.
he's used to winning at a high level, so we're going to go with J.J. McCarthy for week 1.
Had to throw in a little Michigan comment there because J.J. McCarthy's job at Michigan was literally, here you go, Blake Corum, just take to the end zone.
I mean, you can say the same thing about Ryan Tannehill.
Let me ask you one question. Who's better historically, the Vikings or the Colts? In the past 10 years.
We're talking about now. We're not talking about historically.
Okay, like the past 5 years.
Vikings.
Who's better now, the Colts or the Vikings?
We don't know
The
yet.
biggest surprise was Danny Dimes because he took a Colts team that was horrible and won week 1. If you're saying the Vikings are good every year. So how is it?
I would expect a veteran
they got
quarterback.
Justin Jefferson. Come on.
I would expect a veteran quarterback to take over a team like that. A veteran quarterback.
Look at all those weapons that the Vikings have. Who do the Colts have? Nobody.
Jonathan
Michael
Taylor.
Pittman.
All right.
Jonathan Taylor's had one good year.
It is important to note J.J. McCarthy has won his last 16 football games. But for our final topic, which coach is in the hot seat? Because I've noticed some of them, they're starting to burn a little bit.
I mean, look, it's obviously Mike McDaniel. Look, horrible ever since he became the Miami Dolphins head coach. Look, he's 28-26 as head coach of the Dolphins. And here's the key, the 0-2 in the playoffs. If you're not winning in the playoffs, the head coach has got to go, and he's not struggling in the payroll. Number 9 in payroll. Always has weapons like Tua, Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle. He doesn't know how to run an offense. Tua, his strength is passing. They always hand off the ball to Devin A-Chain. It's horrible. He does not know how to run an offense. The Miami Dolphins need to get rid of him. If they had a better head coach, guess what, folks? They'd probably be in an AFC Championship game or winning the AFC East.
It's Devon A-Chain. All right, go ahead.
I'm going to hot take. I'm going with Dan Campbell of the Detroit Lions.
Whoa.
Who, since he's been in Detroit, yes, he's had a good season last year, but other than that, he's done nothing in Detroit since he's been there. They have been to the postseason twice, and he's choked both of those games. He choked at home last year to a rookie quarterback as a number 1 seed, and he choked on the road in the NFC Championship after having a lead at halftime. And he always gambles with his team's success. So we're going to Dan Campbell. And he also has a God squad on offense. He has Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Jameson Williams. How can you not win with a making out the NFC North, who is right now dominant?
Jay, you realize I picked first, right? You had 30 other NFL coaches you could choose from, and you chose Dan Campbell. The person who took the Lions from the ashes of the NFL and rose them to an NFC Championship game. You're saying
time is ticking.
What do you mean time is ticking? The
You
Lions have been bad
you've been
for 10
backtracking.
years, and he rose them and took him to an NFC Championship game, and you're saying he's on the hottest seat? Mike McDaniel hasn't even won a playoff game.
But you go from the NFC Championship, then you go to the divisional rounds, the number 1 seed, and you lose first round to a rookie quarterback?
He hasn't even won one playoff game. Mike McDaniel's not won one playoff game.
If you're the number 1
Dan
seed,
Campbell took him to an NFC Championship game. The Detroit Lions. You grew up and watched the Detroit Lions. They were horrible.
All right.
They had the number 1 seed.
All right. Hey. Jay, that was the worst take ever. It was. But we're not done yet. When we come back, Brandon and I will swap seats, and we'll take a look at high school football around the area and even up in Louisville a little bit. Jay, maybe you'll be able to redeem yourself. We'll be right back.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
I'm high.
Oh.
Welcome back to the Extra Point. The delay game was so nice, we had to do it twice. We got Phil and Jay back at the booth to answer some more burning questions. This time, we're talking about high school football. Jay, you're up first. Tell me, just like Phil's about to buy some deodorant, are you buying or selling on Cal this year?
I am buying Cal because they look too dominant to start the season. They're averaging 42.3 points per game, and you have a defense that's only allowing 14 points in 3 games, and you have one of the best wide receivers right now, Jahad Brown, has 6 touchdowns in 3 games. He's averaging 2 touchdowns per game, and they have a dual threat offense. They can give it to you a run, they can give it to you a pass, they can do it both. They're hard to be stopped right now. They look dominant right now, and they look like the best team in Kentucky, like the best offense in Kentucky, like a well-oiled machine, and it looks like there's nothing stopping them right now. So give me Cal.
All right, you heard first. Phil, what about you?
You know, let me learn you something here. Cal has won 3 state championships in a row, but there is a demon lurking in the corner, and that is Bell County. Give me the selling on Cal. You know what? They have to watch out for Caden Miller. The Cal defense is not ready for his 2,100 rushing yards. And look, you went to math class, Jay, right? This is the law of large numbers and the law of independence. The probability of it happening 4 times in a row is just not there. They're spoiled state champions. It's going to their head. There's no way. It's in their head. Come on. It's in their head. They don't think they're going to win. They think they're going to win, and they're going to walk in, they're going to be overconfident, and they're going to lose. Simple as that.
I mean, you said they won 3 state champions in a row, right? So they mean they're used to winning. They're
Law
used to
of
dominating.
independence and law of large numbers, Jay. That's all I got to say.
I mean, if
the probability of something happening 4 times in a row is so low that it's not happening with Cal.
They have a winning formula. If they have won 3 state titles in a row, they are used to winning. They know what it takes to win. And you're telling me they have one of the best defense right now.
It can't happen 4 times in a row, Jay.
It can, though.
No, it can't.
It can.
No, it can't.
If you give them 14 points in 3
Bell
games,
County's going to come in. Bell County's going to come in and say nope, because they're going to come in like it's a breezy
all
little
right,
game.
All right. Buy, sell, Cal. Yeah, whatever. We don't
Nobody.
care. All right, gentlemen. Now, for this next question, we're talking about the top dog in Kentucky. Or maybe the top Shamrock or the top Tiger. All right, Jay, you're first again. Tell me, who's the number 1 team in Kentucky?
I'm sorry, Brandon. But give me the St. X. I say they're the best team right now. They are averaging 34.3 points per game on offense. They just beat the back-to-back state champions in 5A in Bowling Green by 17 on the road. They're ranked number 3 in Kentucky, and they're loaded at every position. Hey, calm down, man. Hey, calm down. They're loaded at every position. There's a team full of dogs. They are looking unstoppable, and it looks like 2022 all over again, where they're going to walk into Trinity, take it over, and just keep going winning.
It's okay, Brandon. It's okay. I know he doesn't know ball. It's okay. I know Jay does not know ball. I know, Brandon. It's awful. Give me the Trinity Shamrocks, all right? Look, if Brandon can win a state championship there, that means they're the best team in Kentucky. They're ranked number 1 for a reason. Zane Johnson, 4 D1 offers. Are you kidding me? Who's got the most state championships in Kentucky? That is Trinity, all right? St. X, every time they play, it's just like they're scared to play Trinity. Like, they're like, look, Brandon's sitting here with his ring on his finger just saying, look, St. X, you don't know how to play football. Simple as that. Brandon, my guy, Brandon Stafford, can win. Look at this man. Look at him. Look him in the eyes. He won a state championship. St. X can't compete with Trinity. Simple as that, Jay.
No. Trinity's time is over.
4 D1 offers.
Trinity's time is
And he's
over.
just a junior.
Just like they
He's
choked.
4 D1 offers. And
They
he's
just
a junior.
choked the 21-3 lead and lost 21-24. So I'm saying right now, Just like they choked that, they're going to choke this season against St. X.
How many D1 offers does St. X quarterback have?
He has 4. That's cool. He has
No,
4.
he doesn't. No, come on. You just pulled that.
No, matter of fact, hey, look. We going to fight outside because I don't mess with you no more. But look, hey, Phil, I love you. That's the right answer. But look, yeah, we got one more question. Final question. The game of the week, one of the biggest rivalries in Bowling Green. The Purples and the Spartans. Jay, tell me, even though I didn't think you could make a worse argument than that, Dan Campbell argument, whatever, who you got, Bowling Green or South Warren?
Bowling Green's a new team. It's a new king in town. Give me the South Warren Spartans, who are looking dominant right now. They just moved up to 6A this year, and they already started off 3-0. They haven't missed a beat since last year. They started 3-0 for the second straight year, averaging 38 points, 6 points per game. Camden Page is a dual threat athlete. He didn't even have to play quarterback against Bowling Green last year to beat them. He played wide receiver. They were 4-4 against Bowling Green all time. And last I checked, last time South Warren was on the road against Bowling Green, they beat them at their own place and came back and won. I know you remember that game. I know you remember that. They came in there and took it over, so give me South Warren Spartans to continue their dominance over Bowling Green.
Oh, yeah. I do remember some things about South Warren versus Bowling Green is that Bowling Green actually beat South Warren when it mattered in the playoffs, Jay. So give me Bowling Green. I know they're 0-3, but look, the only person South Warren has played is DuPont Manual that they beat that is pretty good, and they almost lost to a Greenwood team that's frankly not that good. So who won when it mattered? Last year's 5A state champion, and I know they have 2 quarterbacks who can absolutely deal. They can run the ball, they can pass, they can throw that deep ball. So look, the Bowling Green Purples, I know they're 0-3. It looks bad right now, but this is where they get their first win of the season. They go into South Warren, and they say, the fourth district or the 4th region runs through us.
Bowling Green is 0-3 for the first time since 1958.
Okay.
It's a new era in Bowling Green.
Exactly,
right
for the first time since 1958, which is why they're gonna not go 0-4. They're gonna go 1-3.
You said South Warren barely beat Greenwood. South Warren beat Greenwood by 14 points.
All right. Nah, we done, matter of fact. Nah, you said such bad arguments, I don't even want to hear no more from you. That's all the time we have for the leg game today, shenanigans. But stay tuned for an oldie with a goodie coming up next on Extra Point. So tell a T.O., tell a friend, oh, come on, it's back.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
And now we're bringing back a segment that's truly dear to our hearts here. It's time for
Oh, come on! This week we had reporters Allison and Jonah taking their practice show delay game a bit too seriously. Ah, come on. You gotta be better than that.
Did she just slap her?
She did.
In the practice show?
You gotta be better than that.
What? Look at LJ's reaction. My man's scared. I'll be scared too.
You have to be better than that.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I'll be scared too, but hey, look, man. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have left for today.
We'll see you next week.
And as always, the Extra Point is up.
And it's good.